Hey guys, I'm Desho and I am here bringing you Match 3, Game 1. And this game did not go so... I mean, it went pretty quickly, so I just decided to throw Game 2 in here as well. But anyway, unfortunately for me, I don't get off to a pretty quick start, which is really what I like to do with this deck. I don't want to have no turn 1 and no turn 2 play. I have so many 1 and 2 drops in the deck that it's kind of just like abnormal when I don't have anything like that. But anyway, I do get off to a pretty good start on my third turn, where I can play my Cackler with an Ethereal Armor on it. So I must have just drawn the Cackler, and I think I had a pretty stacked hand otherwise, and I was just waiting to draw a cheap creature that I could play. So that's the reason why the start was as it was. So anyway, he's going to drop an Azorius Key, and he's just trying to set up his mana and stuff. And then here I am, and I'm pretty much just going to try and go all in on this situation. So I'm going to give a Soul Tithe to the Azorius Key rune, and then I'm going to, it gives another +1/+1 for my Cackler, and then I'm going to give him another +2/+2. So I think I'm going to be swinging in for 7 here, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that seems right. But anyway, he's just gonna concede. He realized that for some reason he didn't think that there was anything in his deck that could save him. He really needed the mana from the Key rune, and he wouldn't be able to use it since I put a Soul Tithe on it, so he'd have to pay 3 every turn, and that just would not have worked out for him. But anyway, he's going to get off to a pretty good start here with a Fencing Ace turn 2, and I again have nothing on 1 or 2. At least this game, though, I do have all my mana, though. Last game I was missing blue. But he's just going to attack me with his Fencing Ace and then drop an Azorius Key rune. So, again, he's getting off. He's just setting up his mana, but he already played a 2-drop, and I don't even have one yet. So he's definitely doing a lot better than me. But I mean, when I don't play a spell on turn 1, 2, or 3, and I kept my 7, which I believe I did this game, then you know that something strange is coming up. But anyway, or that my hand is actually pretty stacked. So I play this Cobble Brute, and I didn't really expect it to resolve because he had 5 mana up and he didn't have a play. But it turns out he just had an inspiration. He didn't actually have a counter. But he hits me again for 2, and now I'm down to 14. And, I mean, I could have blocked there, but it's just, I really need the creature alive, and taking 2 every turn is bad, but I can't really avoid it. So now he's just going to arrest my Cobble Brute, and he's also going to play an Armory Guard. So that's definitely not good for me, because it means another turn of not being able to do anything here. Luckily, I do draw a Fencing Ace here, and that's going to be pretty good, because that's going to be able to wall off pretty much his entire side once I drop a Pursuit of Flight on it. I also leave blue up, so that gives me the ability to give it flying, so even if he wants to attack me with the Key rune, he can't. So it's going to do a pretty good job of stabilizing the board here. That was the reason why I made the play, not because I was trying to be aggressive or anything, just because I felt like that was my best shot at slowing him down. But what he does here is pretty interesting. So he's got a couple of options, but what he decides to end up doing is Pursuit of Flighting his Fencing Ace, and now he's got 5 mana up, and he's trying to see if I was dead, but luckily for me, I'm not. Let's see, because he's got a Bluster Squall in hand, so he could have done 10 damage this turn if he had just tapped all my creatures, but what he decides to do is just Bluster Squall to tap my Fencing Ace so that he could get in flying, or, oh, not so he can get in flying, so he could get in without me, and then he does give it flying in the end because he doesn't want it to be able to get chump blocked by the Cobble Root, but he doesn't want it to trade with my Fencing Ace. So then he's still at 20, but here is the point in the game where I got really lucky. I drew that Plains, and this is whenever your opponent's at 20 and you've got a flying, or the ability to have a flying Fencing Ace, then you're gonna have to ask your opponent, what are you at? And when he's at 20 and you've got a Fencing Ace and 2 Ethereal Armors and a Pursuit of Flight, so this is still not enough. This is only 18. My Fencing Ace can only swing for 18 right now, but luckily I had all of my enchantments in my hand, well, minus the security blockades, but I had all of my Pursuit of Flights and all of my Ethereal Armor. So I just put the Pursuit of Flight on the Cobble Brute and swing in for 20 with my Fencing Ace, and that's the game, and that's the match. So I ended up going 2-1, and I was pretty happy with that. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Bye.